Age destroys your penis. That's just the law of nature. You can't do anything about it. Wait a minute, is that really true? What if aging wasn't primarily about genes, oxidation, or even hormones? Can aging be defined differently? What if we comprehend bodily functions as circuits that interact? What if aging in reality is an assault on one or more of these circuits? Is this a crazy idea? Not at all. Science is on my side. We have enough data to back up such an idea. But do we really need science? Use your eyes and use your experience and you will start to see. I'm sure you have witnessed it. A guy looks young a long time. Then, sometimes in midlife, you don't see him for a while. The next time you do, holy cow, he's an old man. It seems to be a law of nature. Compensation as long as possible and then total breakdown. In this video, I will give you a new framework for anti-aging. It all comes down to one simple question. What is going to break first, and what can you do to repair that? And just in case you think, boy, what a boring video, think twice. If you were a penis, you would be glued to your screen right now. So don't be a dick and educate yourself. I'm Dr. Stefan Buntrock, board-certified urologist and specialist in sexual health. Okay, I'm sure you want to know more about these circuits. What are they? We can identify 5 systemic pillars of the body. First, it's the stuff in the background, things that run without you knowing, like breathing and heartbeat. We call this the neurovegetative axis. Then there is defense and energy. That's the immunoneural axis. Hormones and sexuality make up the third axis. Then there is movement and muscle. And the last axis is a psychological one. This includes everything that you are aware of and what runs in the back without you noticing it. What I mean by that is the unconscious mental patterns that shape your perception, behavior, and resilience. These systems interact with each other, and it makes perfect sense. It's like a backup plan made by nature. If something breaks, other systems can compensate. The body has these abilities. Bailout options prevent from malfunction. This is what I mean by systemic interaction. I suggest we leave it here for a moment and open another perspective. Aging doesn't seem to occur in a linear fashion. Sure, you're getting older by every second, but it doesn't show. Instead, we seem to age in spurts. You have looked in the mirror, you have experienced it yourselves. Why is that? Well, science has not found an answer to this question yet. But if we think in systemic interactions, it starts to make perfect sense. And there's another logical explanation for aging in spurts. It's an evolutionary one. Suppose you age in a linear fashion. In a hostile environment, you would be an easy prey. However, if you retain your abilities until the very end, you will be able to survive a whole lot longer. Here comes the inevitable question. What is the weakest link? Where does it break first, and when, and what can be done? The weakest link has a name. It's the name of a nerve. Can you guess what it is? I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. And I'm even more sure you've heard this next part before, but not like this. I'm going all in on YouTube to make your life and your circuits just a bit more resilient. So if this video made you think, smile, or reflect, give me some digital applause. Hit that like button, subscribe to UroChannel, and share this with someone who's on the brink of burnout but doesn't know it yet. Or send it to Brian Johnson. I have a feeling he's already watching, just waiting for the right moment to admit it. Subscribing costs you nothing, but it shows me that this kind of content matters to you and maybe to more people than we think. Thank you. And here's the name of that nerve. The vagus nerve. What does it do? In healthy individuals, the vagus nerve mediates the balance between rest and activation. It is the switch between slowing down and re-engaging. It governs inflammation, sleep architecture, digestion, and even sexual readiness. It is, in many ways, the hidden regulator of inner permission. You can disturb that rhythm. How? By exposing your eyes to blue light right before you sleep, by staying up too long and sleeping too little, by disregarding a bedtime routine, by drinking alcohol before bed, and so on. Modern Western lifestyle can lead to early disruption. It can start as early as your 30s. So what if the first sign of aging isn't a drop in testosterone, but a loss of vagal tone? Symptoms we often ignore or misattribute begin to emerge: disrupted REM sleep, bruxism and jaw tension, nighttime urination with low volumes, decreased morning erections despite normal hormone levels, flat affect, reduced drive, subtle emotional withdrawal. We often chase these symptoms in isolation, but the pattern suggests a deeper truth. The system isn't broken, it's out of sync. If we understand aging as the gradual erosion of feedback integrity, then early signs of decoupling must be taken seriously. This isn't a treatment pitch. It's a systems check. It's a call to observe the orchestra before the instruments drift apart. What if early vagus-based interventions could restore harmony before decay becomes pathology? What if we saw REM loss, CMD, pelvic floor overactivity, and erectile dysfunction not as isolated dysfunctions, but as early whispers of systemic disharmony? What if working on the vagus nerve could provide benefits? So, what does science say? Quite a few publications point to meaningful effects of vagus nerve stimulation. In simple words, it reduces tension. Don't get me wrong, tension is a good thing. If you're sitting in a car and shout at that idiot who was just trying to crash into you, something like that. But you don't want to take that engagement with you to bed. So again, if we rethink anti-aging, where do we start? Probably at the vagus nerve and the related axis, and probably early in life. Is this a supported truth like benign prostatic enlargement is not a swelling? No, but it is a founded hypothesis. You might not have heard about it this way, but I'm pretty sure you have heard other creators say good sleep is important for erections. Now you have a framework for that sentence. Just follow me. I will guide you through the swamp of online information. See you soon.